If you're a homeschooling parent that really wants a well-rounded homeschool for your kids, you want lots of different diverse learning opportunities that are hands-on and engaging and fun, but you find that it's not always practical or easy to get that in, especially when it comes to the enrichment or extracurricular subject areas. If that's you, you're in the right place. I am Rachel from the Hands-On Homeschool, and in this video, we are going to be doing a walkthrough of the AMPS Learning Library. AMPS stands for Art, Music, Physical Education, and STEM, and it is the easiest way for you to get these classes into your homeschool on a consistent basis. So let's jump in and look at the AMPS Learning Library. All right, so let's dive in. This is on the homepage here of the AMPS Learning Library. And I want you to just to see what happens as we scroll through, and then we'll come back and look at each section by section. But you can see it's really well organized. We have a welcome section, a Kickstart collection, an AMPS Insider and Smart 6 plan, which is our planning help for you, master classes and coffee chats, and then we have all of the libraries that are included. So you're going to see our planning toolkit, the Smart 6 planning toolkit. Lego Back to School is our current seasonal feature, so that's a lot of fun. We'll get into that. And then you can see the individual course libraries. They're all color coded, so PE is here. Then we've got our music libraries, STEM libraries, and art. So everything is very organized. As you can see, we click on painting, you are going to see all of our painting classes. Now, there are a lot in there, right? There's a lot of painting classes to explore. Same thing with drawing. You're going to come in here. These are drawing classes. Lots of things to explore in here. So we are going to look at in this video how we can break this down, how we can make this manageable, and decide even what should we do first, what should we do next, how do we navigate everything that is inside of this library. So that was just a little bit of a quick scroll through. Let's go back up to the top and go through it section by section. So this welcome section, you definitely don't want to skip. I'm not going to go through it in this video because I'm giving you a tour and there's a tour. So we're not going to go through it, but this is definitely the place to start. When you log in for the first time, you want to make sure you watch that first video, take the tour, find out those important things to know, things about your membership, things about setting up tech, all of that is in there. And then that referral program pays you back for your subscription. So definitely check that out, especially if you want to get your subscription price lowered and share the AMPS Learning Library with others. But I want to spend most of our time here in this Kickstart collection. These are the things that you are going to do first. The first classes are linked inside of the Kickstart collection. They're all housed down in these libraries, but instead of digging and trying to find them, we are easily going to see them inside of the Kickstart collection. So to get started with the Kickstart collection, I'm going to click on Art first, and that opens up Art. Getting started, and you can see the Kickstarter collection over on the far side of the screen. We've got our music, physical education, and STEM, so we can navigate using this sidebar now. But here we have a welcome video from our teacher. Our art teacher is Mrs. Strong, and she introduces herself, tells a little bit about herself, and shows you how to make a sketchbook for the lessons that we're going to get started with. Then there's some information about supplies, and these are the classes down here, links to classes that are going to give you a good foundation for any of the classes that we do in our art class. So if I click on these, they will open in a new tab, and you can see it's over here in our drawing library, and it's a lesson on line and texture. So if I come back here and I click on shape and value, that will open here, shape and value, another one in our drawing library. Let's go back and let's go down here to this warm and cool painting for the Aztec sun. This one is going to open in our painting library, and it's really good for exploring warm and cool. So that is our art in the Kickstart collection. Next, we're going to go to music. So in music, I'm the music teacher and you get to meet me here. We talk about materials, keeping things simple, keeping things easy, just having a variety of things. And then you are going to come down here, get a tutorial on how to use the rhythm instruments, and then your introduction to the music classes. We're going to start with this steady beat celebration from Verdi. This is the Triumphal March from Aida. We are going to use tennis balls to learn the steady beat. See if I can, there we go. We are using that tennis ball and we are bouncing it to the steady beat. Just getting started with these foundational skills. We're going to learn to read rhythm with the Radetzky March and follow along to a listening map. I always love to use visuals that are easy for your kids to follow and fun motions that they can do along with it. Like for this one, for example. This is keeping the steady beat and also reading rhythm and some other things. We're talking about form, all sorts of things in this lesson. But this is El Capitan by Sousa, and we are doing a cup passing game here. We're playing the rhythm on the cups. And you can follow along with me and move to the music with these cups. So a lot of fun, engaging, hands-on learning happening in all of our subjects. And then I'll show you one more from music. Let's look at exploring the elements of music with the syncopated clock. We're going to be learning form, legato and staccato, and timbre with this piece of music. Again, I have created a listening map that your kids can follow. You can see the pattern off to the side, and each letter of that pattern is a different style or thing about music that we're going to learn. So you can see down here, even highlighted, the C section is all about timbre. We're hearing the triangle as the alarm clock. And we're going to move in different ways to show the pattern that the music creates. All right, so that's music getting started in our Kickstart collection. Let's move to PE. In PE, we have a team of teachers that have contributed and really have made this PE library amazing. You can meet them all here. Our coach, Coach LeGrand, does an introduction and then a great class for getting started with directions, pathways, and patterns, ways to move your body in this way. So a great basic skill. And then we have other classes that you can start with overview of physical fitness. This one is a really good class with Coach Whitney. And then we have tossing and catching. You can see in this class the types of materials that we like to use here: socks and a hamper and stuffed animals, learning how to throw and catch in just a fun, engaging way. Balloon manipulation for control there. And then rope patterns is the basics of jump roping using this very, very foundational basic skill. And this is in our rhythm and dance library. So that's PE, getting started. These first 1, 2, 3, 4 classes in Intro to PE are all in our basic skills library, and then rope patterns is in rhythm and dance. And then finally, we have STEM, getting started in STEM here. Again, I'm the teacher for STEM. I absolutely love engineering and math and science and making new things with those concepts. So this is a very fun class. We encourage you to always use what you have on hand. Not a fan of fussy materials. Most of the time we can use what we have on hand. Sometimes you need to go and get materials, and I have links for that. I'm talking in this video about how to set up and keep things organized with the materials that you have. You don't have to have all of these, but a variety is really good. And then down here, we've got our introduction to STEM. And we want to start with this introduction to the engineering design process video, which is down below. You see that there. This goes through the engineering design process, which is the basis for everything that we do in STEM. It's a thinking course. It's a problem-solving course, creating new things based on the challenges that we have, these questions that we need to answer. So this is an important video to start with. And then you can go through and build a tall tower, build a symmetrical stadium. This one is based on a storybook. We love incorporating literature in with STEM because the more connections, the better. So you can check that out as well. I'll show you inside this one. We've got the book that, if I click here, you can see I read the book to your kids. So I read it. Often we'll talk about the literature. We'll talk about a little bit behind of the story and what that, think different things that we find in the literature. And then I get into the lesson where I'm teaching your kids. In this particular lesson, I'm teaching them about the connection to the sports teams, and then we learn about symmetry and look at examples of symmetry in architecture and nature, and just all sorts of places. And then your kids are going to go and build a symmetrical stadium using very, very simple materials that you can see here. So that's that class. And then Pom Pom Slingshot. This one is exploring kinetic and potential energy. You've been asked to create a new toy for children. So construct a slingshot that will launch a pom pom the furthest. So I lead your kids through that class, through the challenge here, teaching them all about kinetic and potential energy, teaching about the different forces that are at work, all of that science stuff. And then I show them how they can get started creating their slingshot. All right, so you can see I'm teaching on that there, and then there's more to explore down below. And then we also, one of our STEM libraries is all novels. So I told you I love incorporating literature. So in the novels, we are going through a novel. Now, I don't read the novel aloud, but you can assign it as reading for your kids or read it aloud. Or what I do is we listen to audiobooks in the car. And then there's a whole literature guide for parents. We are going to talk about the story, but it's got 3 STEM challenges for each novel. So in here right now, we've got Charlotte's Web, Tale of Despero, Mr. Popper's Penguins, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Esperanza Rising, and then Wonder will be added. So lots of novels to choose from to further that STEM learning. All right, so that is our Kickstart collection, and that is where we recommend you start when you first join the AMPS Learning Library. It gets you started, gives you foundational classes so that you understand what you're doing, where you're at in this program. After the Kickstart collection, you're going to see this section here, AMPS Insider and your Smart 6 plan. The AMPS Insider is our curriculum guide, and it's where we recommend you go next after you have done the Kickstart collection. So let me show you a sample of the AMPS Insider. So here's what it looks like inside the AMPS Insider. It's a PDF with clickable links. So you see these links down here. Those will take you where you need to go. And then we are going to highlight 4 classes from each subject. So here are 2 for art. And what you will do is say, yeah, I want to do reflection on the water. You come in here, click on it, and it opens right to that class. So I know I showed you through the libraries and I showed you what the library looks like, as you go through, but you don't have to just pick one, okay, reflection on the water. No, it's not like that. We make it really easy for you by just giving you a clickable link where you can click and go. So we give you 4 classes for each of these subjects. So in each edition of the AMPS Insider, there will be 4 suggested art, 4 music, 4 PE, and 4 STEM. And this will come out periodically. A new AMPS Insider will come out periodically throughout the school year so that you will always have fresh things to take to do. And if you have done these classes or you're not interested in the ones that we featured, we even put some in the back, some additional ones that you can choose from there. In addition, we always have a seasonal feature. Right now, we've got Lego Back to School. You can read about it here and anything that's clickable on this page will take you to our Lego Back to School challenge. You can see we've got nature-inspired week, simple machines, building, and game week. So very, again, well organized. I teach a lesson, and then there's suggested Lego builds under that. Perfect, fun way to go back to school. And then I'll just show you inside of our additional options, even though there's nothing here. Again, this is just a sample, but there's room for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 additional classes. So like I said, if you found yourself up here on music and you said, oh, we've already done those, or I am not interested in Chopin at all, well, come over here and find something else. So really there's 9 classes inside of the AMPS Insider that comes out every 7 weeks or so, 6-7 weeks. That'll help you choose your next classes. And then we have our Smart 6 Planning Toolkit, which is a planner, a homeschool planner and life planner, and a whole method of how to use it. So this is included in our library as well, because what we want to do is give your family a way to not only have these classes and have access to all of these amazing classes, but actually use them. And so by taking our planning, and you can see right here, this is an introduction to the method. And then the actual planner says, download the planner here, resources that are recommended, and printing and assembling tutorials. So then we're going to plan your year. Plan out that year, get that broad idea of what you want to include, and include it all. Include everything you want. But then we're going to break it down. I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do this, where we're going to take our big ideas and our big goals for the year and make it work 6 weeks at a time. And then the next time it rolls around, we're going to come back and do it again. So we're always moving forward, and we're always keeping, oh, I'm not doing what I wanted to do to meet my yearly goal. So this 6 weeks, we're going to focus on that. Lots of reflection, lots of planning, lots of fun included in this planning method. So that is the Smart 6 planning method toolkit. Now, if I come back to our main page here, we have worked our way down. There are some master classes, coffee chats that help you homeschool better, just resources for you just to watch and go through. But then we've talked about the Smart 6 Planning Toolkit here and the Lego Back to School. So then we have each of our libraries, the individual libraries, PE, music, STEM, and art. And I've opened them up in their own tab so that I can quickly go through them, just so that you can get a brief overview of what's inside. So here's our sports skills library for PE. Then our basic skills library for PE. And you've already seen some of these. Our rhythm and dance unit library. Fitness and nutrition. All kinds of good stuff. Then we're going to move to our music libraries. So here we are in Create, Read, and Write Music, the Listen and Respond to Music. All kinds of great stuff in here, exploring the elements of music there. Then our Sing and Play Instruments library, doing singing games in solfege, bucket drumming, and a big recorder unit. Then exploring musical connections. That music can connect us to other arts, other disciplines, history, cultures, and the world around us. And then into STEM. This is our structures, architecture, and creative challenges. All sorts of building projects. And then creative design challenges. Then simple machines and mechanical engineering. We've got energy, kinetic energy and motion, simple machines, and down there at the bottom, a review of that engineering design process. And then storybook STEM novels. I already showed you this library with all of the novels, and each of them having 3 STEM challenges to go with them. And then our natural science exploration, where we're doing some chemistry, nature and earth science, and animal homes and habitats. And then on to art, where we have our painting library, which we've already seen inside of a lot of that. Our drawing library. Lots of stuff in there. And then our three-dimensional art. And finally, mixed media. So that is just a quick flip through of everything that's included in the AMPS Learning Library. I hope it was helpful for you. Let me know in the comments what you want me to show next. If you want me to go deeper on each of the subject areas, what would you like to see? What caught your eye and you want me to dive deeper in? I'm happy to share it. Just let me know in the comments below. If you want to learn more about joining the AMPS Learning Library, all of the information and the links of where to go next are down in the description box, so make sure that you check that out. And make sure that you check out this video next, which includes practical ways that you can actually get art and music and PE and STEM in your homeschool on a consistent basis. This will help you see exactly how you can fit this type of enrichment learning into your homeschool in the easiest way possible. So I'll see you over there.